Hello, everyone. I'm here to tell you that if Nigeria was a country where there was judiciary, if Nigeria was a country where there was rule of law, if Nigeria was a country where there was separation of powers, then Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the former governor of Lagos State, should currently have been in jail. Yes, that is it. And not masquerading in Aso Villa as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where he's doing all sorts of things, destroying not just the nation, but the people in the nation itself. But anyway, Tunisia presidential candidate jailed for forging documents. A court in Tunisia has sentenced presidential candidate Ayachi Zamel to 6 months in prison over charges of falsifying documents. Tinubu did not only falsify documents, he falsified school. A school he said he attended had not even started when he said he attended it. A whole school, you falsify a whole school. Tinubu falsified pictures of childhood pictures. He took the picture of another popular person and made it his own. Donald Duck had to come out and say, no, Mr. People, Mr. Man, Mr. People, that's my childhood picture, not him. And we saw what also happened with the Chicago, university coming to say, go and check what they said. Because it is not in my mouth that you hear that Tinubu rigged the election and also forged certificate. Apart from that, he also forfeited money in drug dealing. And some people are still calling him their president. The second prison sentence against Zamel in a week comes days before the presidential election in Tunisia. That's the day even allow him to go through the presidential election, because that's an insult. That's what a country does. A country that is serious about putting in the right thing, is serious about rule of law, is serious about good governance and development, would ensure that anybody that has anything to do with any forgery, any crime whatsoever, would not be allowed to smell office. But in Nigeria, they will make all sorts of excuses. Trust them to do that. The presidential election has been slated for October 6, 2024. The verdict highlights rising tension ahead of the election amid opposition and civil society groups' fear of a rigged election aimed at keeping President Kais Saied in office. If you want to remove someone, I always say this, you must do it the right way. The processes must be clean. No matter how good you are, you can't come with a forged certificate and people to say, oh yeah, no. He who comes to equity, what did they say? They must come with clean hands. You can't come with equity with hands that are not clean and expect that you will be an exception. It doesn't work like that. Zamel was sentenced to 20 months in prison last week on charge of falsifying popular endorsements. It is another unjust ruling and a farce that clearly claims to weaken him in the election race, but will defend his right to the last meeting. Abdesattar Masoudi told Reuters on Wednesday, September 25th. I don't know what's happening in Tunisia. I don't know what it is that is going on. I don't know whether it's a normal African kind of democracy where someone gets into office and never wants to leave. But the thing for me is, was there falsification of certificates? If there is, then it is what it is. No matter how good something is, we must not use criminality to get it in. I remember when I think the last gubernatorial election in Adamawa State, there was a lot of up, down. At one moment, it was even announced that a lady had won, Aisha Binani had won and everything. And then it was found out that not to be so, a lot of stuff like that. And people were saying, yes, we're going to have the first female president, like female governor and all of that. Yes, we do want to have the first female governor, elected governor. But we don't want to do it in a criminal way. Neither do we want to do it in a shady way. And if you want to do something, you should do it right. The end must never justify the means. The means is important because that's how you get the people who get in there. Let me come back now to Zamel. Zamel was among only 3 admitted candidates competing for the position of president alongside incumbent Said and Zohair Magzoui. Political tension in the North African country have risen ahead of the October 6th election since an electoral commission named by Said disqualified 3 prominent candidates this month amid protests by opposition and civil society groups. Nigeria, where is the way? Where is the way? We see smaller African countries actually having the guts to do the things that need to be done. But we sit down. Nigeria is supposed to be the giant of Africa. But we've become the tottering toddler of Africa. A shame and embarrassment to the continent. We have what it takes, the people, the materials, and whatever it is that it's needed for a great nation. Nigeria is that country where you have a lot of individual successes. We are achievers individually, but collectively as a nation, we are nowhere to be found. Isn't it time we ourselves began to look at ourselves and indeed say to ourselves, is this the way we want to go? Is this the way things are supposed to be? No, it shouldn't be. We must have the guts to be able to say that the right thing has to be done. And here we are, just moving on as if business as usual. Everything goes on because you know what? Nigerians will pray. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, Nigerians are very angry at what is happening in the country. They want to change the system, everything. Friday and Sundays, they get their cool aid. They go to their mosques and their churches. And they are told, all you need to do is pray. Saturday, they leave it for Owambe and every enjoyment. Mondays, they all, from the cool aid they have received from Fridays and Sunday, they're all ready to just let it be and things. And by Tuesday, they are angry again. And the whole vicious circle continues. We must get to a place where we know that the real problem that is out there is with the people of Nigeria. And until and unless we decide we're going to put in the hard work to get the result of a nation that works for every one of us, we continue to suffer. And sadly, there's enough suffering to go around. God will not do for us what he has given us the capacity for us to do for ourselves. And if we want to have that great nation, we all must come out and we all must stand and we all must put in the work for a better nation. You see that thing they tell you that, it's a miracle, it just happened. It's not a miracle that just happened. God ensures that the miracle that God has given us is our brain. It's the biggest miracle. And when we put it to use, we get more miraculous things. And if we do not put it to use, then guess what? We'll continue to suffer in the mediocrity and we'll continue to blame the devil while the devil is out there doing its business. There's no devil that's our problem. We are our own devils and we must stop it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.